I know you are disappointed that you cannot see my lovely face in this video, but I am sure you will work through it. We are on chapter 6, and this is about teaching. I know you probably have noticed we've skipped chapter 5. We're going to catch that next week. So we've done chapter 4, learning, and now it's chapter 6. The video and 3 posts that you're going to use for your assignment are also what you're going to use for instruction, as well as this PowerPoint/screencast. So in chapter 6, you're supposed to read limited portions of it. I really do think the key points tell you a great deal. I'm going to show you somebody. You see that blurry Facebook picture right there? That is Barbara Frederick. She was my 2nd grade teacher. I loved her. I have no idea what she did or did not teach me, but I can tell you this. On Sunday afternoons, she had me to her house, and I had lima beans with ketchup, and I remember that. I also remember that when I got into 4th grade, she asked me to come back down to the classroom and grade papers for the 2nd graders. She loved me. She is the reason why I'm teaching today. See this picture? See that lady in the red? Her name is Violet Joyner. Miss Joyner was my cooperating teacher when I was a student teacher, and I was a mess when I was a student teacher. I had just broken up with a gentleman I was going to marry, or I thought I wanted to, and she was my lifesaver. And do you know that when I got my first teaching job, she came to my classroom? And when I got married, she came. And when we adopted my child, she came to see me. And when I switched to Lambeth to become the professor there, she came to see me. And still to this day, checks up on me. These are great teachers. And I bet you could put a picture of 5, 10, 15 people up there. And I bet yourself as a teacher, when you were a teacher, and if you're a teacher now, could go up there too. A good teacher. Our chapter makes several points. It talks about that good teaching is only one of the key elements of students' successful learning. That if students are going to be able to be great learners, it requires a mix of engagement, support, and opportunity. These are on page 187 and 188 of your text. It's important for teachers to have good pedagogical content, and that means that you know how to teach, and you also understand your academic content. You need to know how to make clear objectives. And the most important part, I think, is organization, clarity, warmth, and enthusiasm. The chapter goes on to tell us that there is no one best way to teach. The screen that you're seeing right here is actually a picture in a post that you're going to be reading. I thought this was excellent, 15 Rules of Great Teaching. I loved how it said things like it's not about you. Be your student's biggest cheerleader. I thought these were exceptional to go along with what our chapter has said. On page 193, if you haven't figured it out yet, you may want to get your book. There's a chapter, talks about what you see in most classrooms in regard to teachers. The things that we see in a classroom that makes a good teacher are teachers who are committed, and I don't mean to an insane asylum because they're crazy, but because they're committed to what they're doing. They know their content. They know how to teach. They're spontaneous, which means when it's going wrong, they can make it turn right. And they can look and they can go, you know what, this is not working. Let's try something new. They struggle. I cannot wait for you to watch the video from the Harvard education students. Exceptional thoughts in there, and one of them was about that struggle that we want our students to have, but we also have struggles too as teachers, otherwise how do you grow? They're planned, which means that they're ready with a plan each day. They're kind, they're caring, and they're warm. Teachers, for those who are teaching, right now, I think we often feel defined by a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. And that's sad, but it's true. And I think we also feel defined by those numbers when we're talking about our value-added scores, when we're talking about growth and achievement, but that's not what it's about. I am a teacher, and I am a teacher coach, and right now I'm just talking about teachers. This is how I know I'm a great teacher. I'm nice. I make him feel better. I smell like honey, and I'm the best teacher. I think this makes me a great teacher. This is how I know I'm a great teacher. I smell good. Apparently, I smell very good. That's good. I can explain things. I let her take her book to lunch. I love to sing and I love to dance, which apparently is the most important quality or attribute of a teacher. So I know I'm a good teacher. You know, if you are a teacher now, that you're a good teacher, not by a score, not by a number, but because of the students in your classroom. So let's take a little turn and talk about instructional leaders. Instructional leaders have to know what a good teacher looks like. Our book tells us this. When we read some of the posts, it's going to tell us a lot more about it right here. Great teaching. What is great teaching? An instructional leader knows what it is. They've seen it. They understand what it is. They have to make sure that they let their teachers know that they understand what great teaching is. And so this chapter 6, is just all about what great teaching is. So that talks a little bit about our chapter. I did give some specific things for you to read in the chapter, specifically looking at the point and the counterpoint again. This is an excellent point and counterpoint again. So make sure that you look at it. You're going to look at information. They've got several different sets of characteristics of good teachers, and that's just good for anybody to know. Let's look now at the blackboard and where your information is located for Chapter 6. So here's Chapter 6, and eventually the video will be right in here. This is your assignment. You're going to do a write-up assignment just like you did in Chapter 4. So you're writing a piece that can go into your portfolio. Hopefully the things that you're producing will be able to fit into your portfolio. Underneath here, you have 1, 2, 3 different posts. These are not articles, journal articles. They're just posts. So remember that when you're citing them, and look at the APA rules and make sure you cite it correctly. There's 12 rules to great teaching. There's really 15. It's those rulers that you saw. 4 needs of a great teacher and 8 lessons great teachers accept. You're going to look at all 3 of these. These are links to the post, and you're going to review what they are saying and be able to use them hopefully in your assignment. And then this is the best part of it right here. This is a short film by Harvard Ed students, and if you are not inspired and excited about the world of teaching after you watch this, then you need to question your profession. An instructional leader should watch this and then desire to go back and share with the teachers and the staff at the school. I was just overwhelmed. It just reminds you of what good teaching is. When you're watching the video, make sure that you write down phrases that inspire you as a teacher or that you think you could use to inspire teachers. One of the ones for me that really inspired me was, it's called provoking the stumble. This statement means a great deal to me. When you are on my blog spot, you will see why. My blog is called To the Edge and Over the Bridge. One of the big things that I tell my students all the time is my job is to put you to the edge, help you build a bridge, and then let you cross over it. Some students actually cross the bridge. Some of them fly over it. It just depends on where they are. But it's all because they are provoked to stumble. I had never heard being challenged put in that way. And that really moved me as a student-focused leader. So you're looking for things in this that really tell you about what good teaching is. Then what you're going to do in your write-up is have 5 points, just like you did in the other one, that you thought were major points. And that's based on your opinion because there's no right answer. I mean, there's that one place has 15. So you choose 5. And then the rest of your critique should respond to the question, what makes good teaching? What makes good teaching is what your text is about. What makes good teaching is what these 3 posts are about. What makes good teaching is what this film is about. And so it answers it for you. What I'm looking for is if you can synthesize this and use it in an instructional leader way where it becomes a valuable resource for you in order to know what you are looking for when you walk through classrooms, know what you are looking for when you read lesson plans, know what you are looking for when you do your observations, when you hear things and you think to yourself, oh, that's a mentionable moment. I need to remember that so that I can brag on them. Our next chapter is motivation, and it's probably by far my favorite one, how you motivate as an instructional leader. The last piece here is something that's not required. So if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But it is a good video. It is 30 minutes. A gentleman walks through how to create a highly effective lesson plan based on the team evaluation model. And it is very good. I enjoyed watching it and learned a great deal from it. Of course, as always, there are narratives and rubrics for the assignment. It's important to remember when you're looking at this chapter that it is all about helping every student learn in their best way. And when we're helping every student learn, then we, of course, become learners as well. And there is a wrap-up piece to week 3. My computer may not go back to the course home, so we may not be able to see this. But the wrap-up piece actually is another video. You may choose to watch this video prior to completing your written assignment. It's an ABC film. It's about 3 minutes long, and it identifies 2 teachers who are what we would call exemplary teachers and gives you a couple more qualities about those teachers. Blackboard is moving very slow. So if we go down here into week 3 with the number 4 next to it, then you will see the wrap up at the bottom. And the whole week is reminding us that teachers have 3 loves: the love of learning, the love of learners, and the love of bringing the first 2 loves together. Thank you.